George's Dragon at the Fire Station by Claire Freedman and Russell Julian. George's pet dragon, Sparky, was snoring loudly. "Wake up, Sparky," called George. "Today is the open day at the fire station. We don't want to miss it." "Snort!" squeaked Sparky excitedly. He leaped up and sent the alarm clock flying. "Wakey shaky," he gasped. "I suppose even Sparky should be safe at a fire station," joked Mom, as Sparky gulped down his breakfast and accidentally burned another hole in her tablecloth. "Of course he will, won't you, Sparky?" smiled George. Sparky nodded happily and knocked over George's dad's cereal. At the fire station, Firefighter Lottie and Firefighter Fred were showing everyone around. Whee! Lots of children were having fun sliding down the fireman's pole. "Zippy fun doodah!" laughed Sparky, rushing up to have a go. "No, Sparky, stop!" cried George. "You're too big." But it was too late. Sparky's bottom was stuck fast. George pushed one end. Firefighter Fred pulled the other. "Got a body biggie," gulped Sparky. Whomp! Sparky shot free at last. "But now I'm stuck," gasped Firefighter Fred. It was the fire demonstration next. "You will behave, won't you, Sparky?" said George. Sparky waved his tail excitedly and sent a sand bucket flying. Luckily, Dad was wearing a safety helmet. "Right," announced Firefighter Lottie. "In this room, we set fire to things and then practice putting out the flames. Today, we are going to safely set fire to that box." "It's getting very smoky in here," coughed George. "Sniffle, whiffle, tickle," said Sparky. His nose was feeling very prickly. Sparky sniffed a huge snuffly snort. Swoosh! "Oh no, a giant flame shot out of his snout." Sizzle! Now the teeny-weeny fire was a big blaze. "Sparky!" cried George. "Oops-a-shamey flamey," squeaked Sparky in embarrassment. "Don't worry, I'll soon put the fire out," Firefighter Lottie said. Quickly, she unraveled the long water hose. "Stand back, everyone," she warned. "You don't want to get wet." Firefighter Lottie turned the big red water wheel on. Everyone held their breath and watched. "That's strange," frowned Firefighter Fred, peering down the hose. "Why isn't any water coming out?" "Sparky," whispered George, "you're standing on the hose pipe." Sploosh! There was plenty of water coming out now. "Droppy soppy," blushed Sparky. "We're soaked," said Firefighter Fred crossly. "If Sparky can't behave, he must go home." Poor George, he felt so disappointed. But just then, Ding, 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 ding. The fire alarm bell rang loudly. It was a real emergency. Action stations! We've had a 999 call, shouted firefighter Lottie. Mrs. Trimble's kitten Fluffy is stuck up a tall tree. We need to rescue it. Wow, gasped the children excitedly. Nina, Nina. Off the fire engine sped, blue lights flashing. Everyone followed to see what would happen. Ooh, the children gulped. Fluffy was in trouble. Ah, they cried as firefighter Fred was lifted high up to reach the kitten. But Fluffy was too scared to let go of the branch. How will we get poor Fluffy down? Wailed Mrs. Trimble. George looked at Sparky. Sparky looked at George. Sparky can help, cried George. Said firefighter Lottie doubtfully. Suddenly, crack! Oh no, gasped the crowd. The branch is breaking. Quick, Sparky, before Fluffy falls, cried George. Snap! Meow! Whee! Up Sparky flew. Savey wavy, said Sparky, gently catching Fluffy mid-air. Hooray! The children cheered. Thank you, smiled Mrs. Trimble happily. Well done, Sparky, grinned the firefighters. George was so proud of his pet dragon. After that, everyone enjoyed the rest of the open day. Sparky did accidentally burn a ladder, but fortunately, firefighter Lottie had reached the bottom just in time. As a big thank you for saving Fluffy, Sparky and George were given their very own firefighting kit. The fire extinguisher was brilliant as it came in handy on the way home. We hope you enjoyed the story. Subscribe and we'll see you next time for one more book.